Nothing says happily ever after like watching your fiancé toast another man at your own rehearsal dinner. I should have known something was wrong when Paige insisted on inviting Ryan Booker to our celebration. Her ex-boyfriend, she said, was just a friend now, and it would be mature to include him. Mature. Right. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. I'm Trevor Lane, civil engineer, 31 years old, and apparently the only person in this fancy country club dining room who didn't get the memo about tonight's real entertainment. The crystal glasses clinked around our table as Paige stood up, her blonde hair perfectly styled, her smile radiating that practiced charm she used on difficult customers at the luxury boutique where she worked. "I just want to say," Paige began, swaying slightly from the wine, "that Trevor is nothing like my ex, thank goodness." She glanced at Ryan, who sat 3 seats down with that smug grin I'd grown to despise. "But sometimes I miss the excitement, you know? The unpredictability." The table went quiet. My future mother-in-law coughed into her napkin. Paige's best friend Jessie giggled nervously while Madison, Paige's co-worker, stared with wide eyes like she was watching a car accident unfold. Ryan raised his glass. "To Trevor," he said, his voice dripping with false sincerity. "May he learn to keep things interesting." That's when I stood up. Every eye in the room fixed on me as I picked up my wine glass, the burgundy liquid catching the chandelier light. "You're absolutely right, Paige," I said, my voice steady and clear. "I'm nothing like Ryan. For starters, I wouldn't betray the person I claim to love." I paused, letting that sink in. "And I certainly wouldn't be stupid enough to leave evidence lying around." I set down my glass without drinking and walked toward the exit. Behind me, chairs scraped against the floor and voices erupted in confused chatter. But I didn't look back, not until I reached the coat check and saw Paige's phone sitting on the hostess stand where she'd left it while fixing her lipstick. The screen lit up with a new message. "Can't wait for tomorrow night. Hotel rooms booked. Love you. R." My hands didn't shake as I took a photo of the screen with my own phone. They should have. Any normal person would have felt rage or heartbreak or something. Instead, I felt the same methodical calm that came over me when I was solving a complex engineering problem. Step 1. Identify the structural weaknesses. Step 2. Apply precise pressure. Step 3. Watch it all come down. I drove home to our perfectly decorated suburban house, the one Paige had insisted on furnishing with items from her store's most expensive collections. Everything had to look perfect for her social media posts, she said. Image was everything. My home office was in the basement, surrounded by blueprints and computer equipment. Most people didn't realize how much technology went into modern engineering projects. Security systems, surveillance networks, data management. I knew them all. Paige's laptop sat on the kitchen counter where she always left it. She'd given me the password months ago, back when we still trusted each other, back when I thought we were building something real together. The cloud storage opened easily. Paige wasn't exactly tech-savvy, and she'd saved everything. Photos from hotel rooms I'd never seen, text message screenshots going back 3 months, video files I didn't have the stomach to open, but the timestamps told me everything I needed to know. Every Tuesday evening when she claimed to be working late. Every weekend, girls' trip with Jessie. Every time she'd been too tired or too stressed for intimacy with me. My phone buzzed. Victor, my best friend and fellow engineer, texting from the bar where he'd gone after the rehearsal dinner disaster. "Dude, what the heck happened? Everyone's going crazy here." I typed back. "Found what I was looking for. Meet me at Murphy's tomorrow. I need your help with a project." "What kind of project?" "The kind that requires precision." I spent the rest of the night documenting everything. Screenshots, file downloads, backup copies stored in 3 different locations. By dawn, I had enough evidence to end Paige's career, her reputation, and her relationship with Ryan. But evidence was just the foundation. What I needed now was the perfect demolition plan. Paige's boutique occupied a prime corner spot in the upscale shopping district. Floor-to-ceiling windows, minimalist displays, the kind of place where a simple scarf cost $300. She managed the store for an absent owner who lived in California, which gave her plenty of freedom to conduct her personal business on company time. I arrived at noon, carrying a manila envelope and wearing my best innocent husband smile. Madison stood behind the counter, her expression shifting from surprise to barely concealed excitement when she saw me. "Trevor, what are you doing here? Paige is in the back office with a client." "Perfect timing, then," I said, walking past her toward the rear of the store. The back office door was unlocked. I pushed it open to find Paige and Ryan in an embrace that left no doubt about the nature of their business meeting. They sprang apart like guilty teenagers, Ryan's shirt half unbuttoned, Paige's lipstick smeared. "Trevor," Paige gasped, "this isn't what it looks like." "Really?" I pulled out my phone and showed them the hotel text from last night. "Because it looks exactly like what it is." Ryan stepped forward, puffing out his chest like he was about to intimidate me. "Look, man, maybe we should talk about this privately." "Oh, we're way past private," I said. I opened the manila envelope and pulled out printed copies of their text conversations. "Madison, could you come back here, please, and bring any customers who might be interested in today's special presentation?" "Trevor, stop," Paige hissed. "You're embarrassing yourself." "Am I?" I walked to the office computer, which was connected to the store's smart display system. A few keystrokes brought up the cloud folder I'd accessed last night. Let me show you what embarrassment really looks like. The main display screen in the showroom flickered to life, showing a slideshow of Paige and Ryan's romantic getaways. Nothing explicit, but damning enough. Hotel selfies, restaurant photos, images of them holding hands on beaches I'd never seen. Madison gasped from the doorway. 3 customers had gathered behind her, their phones already out and recording. "You see," I announced to the growing audience, "my fiancée has been conducting some very creative inventory management, taking stock of merchandise that doesn't belong to her." Paige lunged for the computer, but I'd already locked the screen. "Turn it off. Turn it off right now." "The best part," I continued, "is that she's been using company resources for personal entertainment, the back office, company time, even charging romantic dinners to the business credit card. I'm sure the owner in California will find that fascinating." Ryan grabbed his jacket. "I'm out of here." "Running away again?" I called after him. "That's your signature move, isn't it?" The store's security system chimed as Ryan rushed out the front door. Paige stood frozen, her face pale as the gathered crowd whispered and pointed. Madison was frantically texting, no doubt spreading the news to every contact in her phone. "Ladies and gentlemen," I said with a theatrical bow, "the show's over, but don't worry, there's plenty more where that came from." As I walked out, I heard Paige screaming at Madison to delete the videos, to call the customers, to fix this somehow. But it was too late. In the age of social media, scandal spread faster than wildfire. My phone was already buzzing with notifications. The demolition had begun. Ryan's penthouse apartment building had the kind of high-tech security system that impressed visitors, but was laughably easy to bypass if you understood the underlying architecture. I'd helped design similar systems for 3 buildings in the city. Victor met me in the parking garage, carrying a toolbox and wearing the kind of confused expression I'd grown used to over the past 24 hours. "Remind me again why we're breaking into your ex-fiancée's boyfriend's apartment," he asked. "We're not breaking in," I corrected. "We're conducting a systems test." The building's smart home network was connected to a central hub in the basement. One Ethernet cable plugged into the right port gave me access to every apartment's controls: lights, temperature, security alarms, even the sprinkler systems. "This is either brilliant or completely insane," Victor muttered, as I pulled up Ryan's apartment controls on my laptop. Why not both? At exactly 2 in the morning, Ryan's apartment came alive. Every light flickered on and off in a strobing pattern. The sound system blasted classical music at maximum volume. The smoke detectors began their piercing wail, followed by the fire suppression system drenching everything in the apartment. My phone buzzed with an angry text from Ryan. "I know this was you," I typed back. "Prove it." 20 minutes later, Ryan came charging out of the building, soaking wet and furious. He spotted my car across the street and marched over, his face twisted with rage. "You think you're clever?" he shouted through my window. "This isn't over." I rolled down the window. "You're right. It's not." I held up my phone, showing him a video file. "This is you bragging to your buddy Derek about how you're going to milk Paige for everything she's worth, after you get tired of her. Want me to share it with her? Or should I send it to her parents first?" Ryan's anger crumbled into panic. "Where did you get that? You left your laptop open at the coffee shop last week. Really should be more careful with your privacy settings." He stood there dripping, defeated, as I drove away. But I wasn't finished with him yet. Not even close. The engineering firm's annual party was held at the Grand Ballroom downtown, a glittering event where the city's professional elite gathered to network and celebrate. I'd been planning to skip it, given the circumstances, but now it seemed like the perfect venue for my final presentation. I'd sent Paige and Ryan identical messages that afternoon. "Meet me at the Grand Hotel, room 237. We need to talk about our future. Come alone." Room 237 was directly above the ballroom. They'd hear the music, assume it was just another wedding reception. Paige arrived first, dressed in the red evening gown she'd bought for our honeymoon. She looked beautiful and desperate, clutching a letter she'd probably spent hours writing. "Trevor. Thank goodness," she said, rushing toward me. "I can explain everything. Ryan means nothing to me. It was just a mistake, a moment of weakness." Ryan appeared in the doorway, saw Paige, and his face went white. "What is this?" "This," I said, "is an intervention." I'd connected my laptop to the room's television, which was linked to the ballroom's main display system 1 floor below. With a few clicks, I brought up a presentation titled "The Real Story." "For the past 6 months," I began, "you two have been conducting a very public affair. Public to everyone except me, apparently. Tonight, I thought it was time to level the playing field." The presentation began with their text messages, edited and arranged for maximum impact. Nothing inappropriate, just the timeline of their deception, hotel receipts, restaurant bills, photos from their secret trips. "Trevor, stop this," Paige pleaded. "Please, I'll do anything." "Anything?" I paused the slideshow. "Then tell me the truth. All of it. Right here, right now." Downstairs, I could hear the murmur of voices as 300 guests watched our drama unfold on the main screen. Ryan made a break for the door, but I'd locked it remotely. "Leaving so soon? We haven't gotten to the best part yet." The final slide was a split-screen comparison. Photos of Paige and me from our engagement party next to photos of her and Ryan from last weekend. Same poses, same smiles, different men. "The truth is," I said, looking directly at both of them, "you're not in love. You're just two people who enjoy lying to everyone around you, including each other." Paige sank into a chair, her carefully constructed world crashing down around her. Ryan pounded on the door, shouting threats that only made him look more pathetic. My phone buzzed with messages from the party downstairs. The presentation had done its job. I unlocked the door. "You're free to go," I told them. "Both of you. Together or separately, I don't care anymore." As they stumbled out, I heard Paige's phone ringing. Her mother, probably. Or her boss. Or any of the dozens of people who now knew exactly who she really was. The demolition was complete. Time to walk away from the rubble and build something new.